I think it's fair to say that the matter is not as yet under consideration. Yes.
You said during one of your recent messages that this nation was rapidly approaching its hour of maximum danger, or peril, I forget the exact words. Some people have suggested that perhaps you were painting the picture blacker than it is for shock purposes. Could you perhaps spell out for us this morning what you had in mind and whether you really sincerely feel that we are approaching this peril as you said?
I sincerely believe what I said in my State of the Union address about our position in the world. I hold this office for the next 4 years, and I believe that the next 4 years will be years in which this country will be, and its capacity to maintain its position and its security will be strongly tested. I think that anyone who looks at the globe, looks at the increasing power of the communist bloc, the belligerency which marks the bloc, and particularly the Chinese communists, I would say would come to the conclusion that we are going to be severely tested in the next 4 years. Yeah?
3 months ago, a federal court in New Orleans ordered 2 public schools there desegregated. Since then, what is apparently an organized campaign of intimidation has kept most white children out of those schools and effectively frustrated the court order. During the campaign, you spoke of using your moral authority as president in the civil rights field. Can you tell us what you plan to say or do to help the New Orleans families who evidently want to obey the Constitution but are afraid to do so?
I will, at such time as I think it most useful and most effective, I will attempt to use the moral authority or position of influence of the presidency in New Orleans and in other places. I want to make sure that whatever I do or say does have some beneficial effect. And therefore, it is a matter which we're considering.
But you don't have anything to say specifically about New Orleans today or about what has happened there? For example, last week, the man who had tried to send his children to school and then in fear left town.
We are going to work. I will comment on, as far as New Orleans goes, it is my position that all students should be given the opportunity to attend public schools regardless of their race, and that's in accordance with the Constitution. It is in accordance, in my opinion, with the judgment of the people of the United States, so there's no question about that. Now, specifically, what we could most usefully do in order to provide an implementation of the court decision in New Orleans, that is a matter which we are carefully considering. On the general question, there is no doubt, in my view, students should be permitted to attend schools in accordance with court decisions. The broader question, of course, is, regardless of the court decisions, I believe strongly that every American should have an opportunity to have maximum development of his talents under the most beneficial circumstances. And that is what the Constitution provides. That's what I strongly believe. On the question specifically of what we can usefully do in New Orleans in order to provide a more harmonious acquiescence with the court decision, I would feel that we could perhaps most usefully wait till we have concluded our analysis of it.
We're in a race with the Russians to get a man into space.
No, first place, I don't know anything about that report. We are very concerned that we do not put a man in space in order to gain some additional prestige and have the man take a disproportionate risk. So we're going to be extremely careful in our work. And even if we should come in second in putting a man in space, I will still be satisfied if, when we finally do put a man in space, his chances of survival are as high as I think they must be. Yes.